to get more revenue flowing through your business. Cash flow is essential to the livelihood of your business, your comfortability, and your overall happiness, right? We are all in business to make money. The tips that I'm sharing with you are for nonprofit organizations and what's going to get revenue flowing through your business, what's going to get cash flow flowing through your business. That is customers, clients, donors, right? You need to have those people in place, locked in, and flowing. So, and this is also audio only, by the way, all right? So the main thing that you want to ensure is that you have a solid system for following up. That's very, very important. Following up is essential. Only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Listen to this very carefully. About 80% of sales require 5 or more follow up attempts. So that could be about 5, 6, up to 12 touch points, up to 12 contacts in order to close. Nevertheless, most businesses give up too soon. They don't, they stop before the fifth follow up. For some reason, we just believe, oh, somebody, they'll remember, they'll come to me, they'll contact me, they'll circle back. Now, the likelihood of that happening, yeah, it's fair. It might happen. But you don't want to depend on that and wait on people to contact you. Around 40% to 48% of businesses never make a second follow up attempt. So picture this. Let's just let's say 50%. Let's round that up. Let's round that 48 up to 50%. Let's say that 50% of people don't even follow up. But you, on the other hand, you create a seamless follow up system. The likelihood of you getting the clients that everyone else overlooks and forgets to follow up with, the probability increases significantly, right? Because 48% have failed to follow up after the second contact. It often takes about 8 calls on average to reach a prospect. And so, because of this, reaching out multiple times, especially beyond the third or fourth touch point or third or fourth contact, it dramatically increases the likelihood of you closing more deals, more sales. Multiple touches, not just the first or second. So, remember, again, most people stop following up after the second touch point. And why is that? Tiffany, why do most people not follow up with their clients? Because they're trying to do it all themselves. It's like going to a networking event and you collect business cards. You have every intention on following up with people, but you don't. Or you might send an email out, but that's it. Too often we get comfortable with waiting for people to follow up with us, and you can't do that. So, the way that you're going to increase the revenue in your business this month is by creating a system in which you follow up with people. That is very important. Okay? So, this whole idea that if they don't respond the first time, they're not interested, that's wrong. People forget about you. Statistically, most buyers need more touches before converting. And understand that there are many touch points when it comes to increasing the amount of customers and clients that you have. On average, it takes someone on your social media, let's just take social media for example. On average, it will take them about 4 times to see your content before they're even interested. So you might be saying, oh, I posted this, nobody liked it, nobody engaged. They're seeing your content, but everyone's scrolling. Think about how fast you scroll up and down your feed. Think about how fast, think about how many restaurants you pass every day that you don't patronize? How many stores do you drive past every day that you don't stop to? Do you go to the grocery store every day? No. Do you go to, so when people are scrolling by your posts, they're seeing it. It's like you're just dripping. Each post is like a touch point. Okay? So don't get discouraged when you're not receiving the engagement that you want. Literally about 2, 3 weeks ago, I had someone come in my DM on Instagram, and she said one word, help. And I'm like, are you okay? Are you talking to me? And she was like, yes, I've been following you for a while. Some leads are falling through the cracks. I need help now. And I was like, oh, wow. I never knew. Like, you know how you follow people on social media, but you really don't see their content? But she was seeing mine, right? And she knew to come to me because I was in position, right? So understand that you can't give up after the first 1 to 2 contacts, because that's what causes most missed opportunities. That's how you lose revenue in your business. So think of it like this: about 80% of conversions, again, 80% of conversions happen when? After at least 5 contacts. So how does this look for you? When you set up discovery calls, clarity calls, consultations in your business, and let's just go with this standpoint. Let's say that people don't show up to their consultation. What do you do then? Do you get upset and say they can't book with me anymore? They wasted my time? Or do you automatically have a follow-up system in place? If you schedule a consultation with me and you don't show up, I have a series of emails that are scheduled to go out to you. And I am going to email you. I'm going to follow up with you until you say, Tiffany, leave me alone. Another situation, let's say your prospective client does come to show up for the consultation, you send the quote, and you don't hear from them. What are you doing? Are you upset because they didn't respond to your quote? Are you hoping they saw your quote? Are you second guessing yourself that you quoted too much? No, the ball does not stop there. You should have an automatic sequence of emails ready to go out following up that quote. You send the invoice out, whatever it may be, you have to follow up at least 5 times, and you have to determine what's the best follow-up system for you. Is it email? Are you going to embed text messaging in your workflow? Are you going to pick up the phone and call? You also want to understand that you often won't reach the prospect until after several tries. Okay, so even after, it might be between 5 to 8 calls to get them to connect. Okay, it's about consistent and sustained follow up. Your follow up is crucial. I know people say there's fortune in follow up and we just overlook that, but it's actually very true. Fortune is in the follow up. And I want to share these stats with you all again. Only about 2% of sales are made on the first contact. And this is really a lot for my service. This part, like this stat here, is for my service-based people. Now, if you are product-based and you're selling items, the stats are a little different from you, because when you sell products, there's no guessing. People can just see, they look, click buy. But when you are a service provider, let's say you are a coach, a photographer, a therapist, a dog walker, a web designer, a singer, there's sometimes a little more work involved. You have to share your value a little more. Hi, how are you, Blessing? All right. So yes, about 2% are only made on the first contact. Just about 50% of people give up after making only 2 attempts. And this is why your follow-up needs to be automated so that you don't have to do it, because you really don't have time to be vested in sending email after email after email after email when you can have your emails templated, set, and scheduled to go. What I do with my follow-ups is I send an email a week, depending on what the service was. But on average, my emails go out once a week. After the 3rd or 4th email in many of my workflows, I have to approve that they go out. So that 4th email will go to the prospect, and in my workflow, it will pause and it will trigger a reminder to me to go check out that client's folder in my CRM, basically in the software that I use. And then I will click if I want those follow-up emails to continue, or I'll tell my system to stop emailing them. Why? Because they probably have already contacted me and been in communication with me. So I don't want to continue to talk to them, or I don't want to continue my follow-up emails and I already talked to them. Okay? So again, I want you to picture this. 50% of people give up too early. 50% of your competitors, half of the people that do the same thing that you're doing, they only follow up with prospects 2 times. And so that puts you ahead of the game. Okay? So you have to literally follow up, be consistent. Don't worry about people not engaging with your posts and things like that. People are busy. So they probably saw your email, they probably opened it and didn't take action. They saw your quote, but they probably had to discuss it with their partner, with their staff, with their spouse. Don't take that personally. When people don't respond, don't reply, don't take it personally. Okay? And so how can you house your systems? Right? What do you need to do to help yourself? Using a CRM will help you with this, because you will get reminders, automated follow-ups just flow out. You can schedule your follow-ups, and this ensures that you don't drop any leads. So after the first 1 or 2 tries, it's not you doing it, but that's what most people do. That's what most businesses do. The data shows, I just shared it with you. The data shows that for follow-up success, you need to have at least 5 to 12 touch points. And so you need to have a systematic process that ensures that you can hit that number well. Okay? And so with my clients, the way that I help to, most of them double, some triple, but double their income, is we measure how many leads they have coming in. And I ensure, based upon their service, we ensure that we have the email set up. And now, what you say in your emails is very important. What you're saying and the tone, the word choice, and the language that you use, and even any attachments or anything that you're embedding in your emails need to be informative. So when you are when you are typing your emails to go out, and when you're scheduling them to go out in a sequence, ask yourself, what is your prospect thinking? What are they feeling? Are they having any hesitations? You want to be friendly, you want to be clear, and you want to be accessible. And understand that life happens. So they probably missed your call, or probably have not accepted your quote or paid that invoice because something popped up. But you need to make sure that you get back in their face and you stay in their face until they literally unsubscribe or tell you to leave them alone. You need to have in your email, you need to have a link to reschedule. If they want to reschedule a call with you. On my lead forms now, I ask for people's preferred method of communication. Some people, they prefer to talk. Some people want to text. Some people want to email. Ask them how they prefer to talk to you. Time of day, right? And so sometimes it's best to also give people a time of day that they want you to call. Would you prefer a follow-up call in the morning, midday, or evening? Sometimes that gives you and them more of a window to communicate versus picking one particular time, because now you're not pigeonholed into one particular time, but you do what works best for your flow. So if you're going to increase the revenue in your business, you have to have a solid system for which you follow up with leads. No leads should fall through the crack. And my last point is one mistake that I've made that I want to share with you is I do not check my DMs enough. So I know why some people say, don't DM me, but I understand that social media, people are very comfortable. Hi, Cornelius. People are very comfortable with sending DMs. So After I get that first DM, I reply. Well, I have an automatic response to my DM. Then I follow up, or whomever I have managing my social media will follow up, but we'll say, here's a link to book us, because I don't do business in my DM. I don't sift back and through text messages. Like my system, my structure is to go to my website, thesystemsuite.com, click on talk to us, schedule your call. We will get right back to you. I cannot sit in the DM all day and just shuffle words back and forth. That's not how we do business. Schedule a call, let's talk, let's see what we could possibly do for you, and let's keep the ball going. Okay? So I hope this helps you. Remember these statistics. Just about 2% of people follow up. 48% of people give up after that second attempt, and it takes you about 8 attempts, eight contacts to actually get them interested, and that's okay. That's okay. So you have to be consistent with that. Don't, shrug your shoulders. Don't get upset when you don't hear from people. None of that. Be consistent. You got to be loud. You got to go for it. You have to follow up with people knowing that you have a solution to their problem, knowing that you can help them, knowing that they need what you got. So why be passive about offering your service to them? Why be passive about asking for the sale? You cannot afford that. You cannot afford that. So if you have any questions, please do comment below. I had a great time chatting with y'all on this audio. It is my fur baby's birthday, so I'm out and about, but I still wanted to touch in with you all, and I want to say hello and thank you to my top fans this evening. Blessing 16, Cornelius, and love to Moji Cat. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. So thanks for watching and tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll chat with you all soon.